And yes, guys, I finally did graduate from college, from University of Florida, while working a full-time job, while managing this YouTube channel. If you forgot to send me a card for graduation, that's okay. You can make it up by just giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing. I will certainly forgive you after that. So guys, I've had the wonderful combination of the iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil for about a year now, and this Apple Pencil and this iPad Pro combo got me through college. Like, it's the perfect replacement for a pad of paper. You can import PowerPoints, you can import ebooks, you can import PDFs and write on it and study. You don't have to print from a printer at all for studying and taking notes. Like, it's amazing. But the thing is, now that I graduated college, I don't really have a use for this iPad Pro. Now hear me out. I really think the iPad is a type of device where you kind of know if you want to get it and you know if you can benefit from it. Currently right now, the big things to do with the iPad Pro is school stuff, artsy stuff like drawing, and just like video editing, and then also it's just a really good like content absorption device. So a lot of people use this thing for Netflix, social media, stuff like that. But for me, the iPad Pro is kind of useless, kind of irrelevant now that I'm done with school. I really loved Notability for taking notes, importing everything I could throw at it, PowerPoints, PDFs, writing notes on it, saving it, keeping it as organized as I could. And then also I even downloaded Procreate just to see what the hype is about. It's a really good drawing app. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not artsy, so I can't really put it to the best of its abilities. So the interesting thing with this iPad Pro, it's 12.9 inches. This iPhone XS Max is 6.5 inches. We have 4 columns of apps, but then the amount of rows on the iPhone XS Max is 6. Well, this is only 5. If you're counting the bottom bar, it's even more ridiculous. I just don't know why. It seems like this device is wasted potential. Why isn't this like closer to some type of desktop experience? Like, this needs to be somewhere between an iPhone and a MacBook Pro. Like right now, it's an iPhone with a few extra features, and for that reason, I really don't think it's worth it for most people unless they literally just want a bigger screen, or they have that specific use, like using the Apple Pencil for school, for drawing. Maybe they like using this with their kids. Maybe they use this at work. Maybe it's a good educational tool. There are specific instances where this works great, but for a lot of people that have smartphones already, like the iPhone, and they would use this to absorb the same content, is it really worth it? Like 9 times out of 10, I would have this on my coffee table in my living room, and I would just pick up my phone because it's right there, it's simple, it's easy to use, like it's not like an extra step. And then this is just another thing to charge, and when it really doesn't really do much more than the iPhone, it makes you just grab this even more because you just charge this every day. And yes, the iPad Pro does do multitasking, and it does it pretty well, but it's not really like that true experience like you would get on a desktop. You can't really like have multiple windows open. You can't drag and drop. There's no like input device. So besides the Apple Pencil, like there's no mouse support, which would be great. Like, why can't you hook up a Bluetooth mouse like Android and control it that way if you want to? That would make video editing on this way better. I do realize that Adobe is going to release a full version of Photoshop for this, so this would be another great reason for you to pick up an iPad Pro. I do not see the need for that because right now I do all my video editing on my iMac, so I already have Photoshop up there. So basically, until they have Final Cut Pro and Photoshop up here, this really doesn't serve a purpose for me right now. There's no purpose of me editing on Final Cut Pro and then coming over here on Photoshop. It just doesn't make sense. And like all of that being said, like I hate to speak negatively of this device because it's a great device. It's super smooth. The battery life is amazing. iPads have always had the best battery life over any tablet. The standby time is insane. You could turn this device off and come back to it like weeks later and it still has battery life. Like, that's not a con at all. My con is that it's just too close to an iPhone. It's just literally a blown up iPhone. They need to add way more functionality. And I know the closer that they get to the MacBook territory, they are kind of treading on that, and they could basically steal sales away from the MacBook line. But I picture a day that this looks closer to like Mac OS than it does iOS. There needs to be some type of in between, and right now it just isn't there. Maybe iOS 13 will help, but right now it's like we don't have really good file management. You can't really plug a flash drive into here and really get much out of it. It's just not really that full computer experience. And unless you just enjoy absorbing content, this still really isn't a creation device to me. Yes, people edit videos with LumaFusion, but to me it's just something to say you can do. I don't really think these people enjoy doing it. Like, I would always go to my iMac before editing on this. So for all of those reasons, guys, I'm probably going to end up selling my iPad Pro. Now that I graduated college, I don't have a use for it. The Apple Pencil iPad Pro combo is killer if you have that specific need for it. But now for me, my need is gone. I go to work, I come home, sit on the couch if I want to watch Netflix, chill on my phone if I want to go on social media, go on my computer if I want to edit videos and multitask heavily. There's really not a need for another in-between device for me. But your needs could be different, so definitely let me know in the comment section below what you think about the iPad Pro, what you think about iOS on the iPad Pro. Would you like the iPad Pro better if it had something closer to macOS? Kind of like how we have Android, but then we also have like Chrome OS devices. We need something like that for the iPad. And I don't think I'm crazy. I don't think that's a lot to ask. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. You understand where I'm coming from. iPad's a great device, but I think it does need some improvement. People are just accepting it for what it is, and I think it can be way more. The power of this device is insane. I don't really think we're using it to its full potential yet. Apple, if you're listening, make it better. Have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye.